And we're live. Welcome back. Happy Thursday. How's everyone doing out there? Hope everyone's staying safe, staying healthy, staying good, and all this craziness that's happening here in this world. JC's over here smelling some weed.
Smelling the flowers.
Welcome to the podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Anthony. I'm with my guy here, JC Coates.
What's up, Anthony?
How we doing?
We're good.
Who do we have today? We have some great guests.
We do have some. We have the two amazing people from Solaris here today.
Yes,
do
we have.
you want to introduce?
No,
them?
you can do it.
Yeah. So yes, we have Maggie Presley in the building. We have Eric Green in the building today.
Awesome. So what's up, guys?
Yeah,
Hi,
we're gonna dive
guys.
into
Nice
all
to see
that.
you.
We were just with each other pretty much all day today.
Yeah.
Working at the facility. Well, more JC than me.
That's true.
I was with
you
Eric.
like to pop in.
I was with
I
Eric
pop
at
in,
9
yeah.
a.m. this morning, almost 9:30
we've been at
this
it.
morning.
I couldn't believe
working.
Yep.
Working.
Eric's the first one there, last one to leave.
Yep.
Always. That's what happens. What's your actual title over there at Solaris?
Actual title, post-harvest manager, but you can definitely find me all over the place. I'm helping in every way I can.
Yeah, so I don't want to call you the quote-unquote master grower over there, but are you helping? Are you essentially like taking on that role without having that title?
Not necessarily, no. They've finally got some really good minds back there, more so during the transitional phase when we were trying to figure out what the leaders or who the leaders would be back there. I stepped up to just make sure that, we stayed above water that whole time. So just putting my expertise in there where I could, but some good guys have really stepped up back there to take control and take lead in the garden, and we're hiring more experienced guys. So they're finally like really taking on that role and getting the garden where it needs to be.
That's
Nice,
awesome.
nice.
And Maggie, you're slinging the weed, right?
That's
So
what
Eric's,
I do.
Eric's helped growing it. You're slinging it.
It's like
Yep.
It's a great 1-2 punch.
Yeah, he's my work husband for sure.
I was gonna say Michael Jordan to Scottie Pippen, but work husband works.
I like the bowls too. I can do that
works.
for sure. It's something that I've done my whole life is sell weed. When I probably shouldn't been selling it as a younger woman, but it's ingrained in my family. It's something that we've always done. We've always made sure people were getting the medicine that they wanted.
Nice.
So let's just talk about how one of JC's favorite words, dichotomy.
The dichotomy.
The dichotomy of a cultivation. What does that look like as the post-harvest manager to the sales manager? What is that dichotomy? And if you guys don't know, if you don't know what dichotomy means,
Nah, you're gonna have to give me the definition.
dichotomy
there.
is the idea. You can actually explain it,
Please.
JC.
I don't even know if dichotomy. This is the right time to use the word dichotomy.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm about to look it up.
JC uses the word dichotomy all the time, thinking that it's
I mean,
the right word.
here's the thing: the dichotomy for me, and I'm going to tell you what it is, so we can use it in the proper format moving forward. How's that for everybody? So, listen, dichotomy is like, it's the scale from 1 to 10, right? It's the mild, it's the hot, right? And the idea is when you go into battle or you go into work or you go into situations where you need to be a leader or communicate people, there's a dichotomy, right? And so if you come in too hot, people are going to get turned off, right? We've all
Yes.
had that boss, right? That's like yelling and screaming at you,
Yes.
right? And he might get into like one or two people's head, but he doesn't get his message all the way through, right? But then you have the boss that's like, really passive or whatever. He's not getting through the people either, right? So the dichotomy, right, is assessing a situation, seeing where the hot is and the mild is, and coming in, right, smooth, silky, right in the middle.
So what's that look like at a cultivation?
Yeah, we could talk about a dichotomy of the cultivation, right? Like we've
Absolutely.
seen some horrible cultivations, right? And then like Solaris is,
You've seen the communication breakdowns. You guys have been there. You understand
Of
those
course.
kind of things.
Of course, but we want to hear from you guys.
So let's talk about, let me help you one more time. So like a major situation, right, that you deal with on a day-to-day basis, like with the post-harvest, right? Like how can it be the most beautiful harvest versus like, this is the industry and sometimes it's not so beautiful. What does that look like?
Especially in our facility where things are constantly being dialed in, where we've only been growing there for a year and a half and still trying to find our way. It does seem like it's almost always crisis prep and just making sure that things aren't being set on fire. A lot of that goes into facilitating work between everyone that's there. So it's been pretty short-staffed since Solaris conception there. A lot of the leaders, a lot of the managers wear a lot of hats. So you really have to learn, like you're saying, when to go in hot and to crack the whip and get everyone moving, but also when to remind everyone that we've got this, it's cool to just relax and keep moving. A lot of that does come down to, like you're saying, each harvest is a little different. The better the harvest, the more prepared we are the more staffed we are, the smoother things are. But there are times when we have certain things that come up where it's not the most smooth harvest. And again, you just have to know when to step up and say, a lot of it is educating and just getting people to understand why this isn't good or why this is bad, why we need to improve here, or this is a great system, keep doing this consistently. So again, like having to always just get back to the team and say, we should stop this, we should do this, or otherwise. It's honestly every single day, especially for Maggie and myself, where an order could come in 2 hours and she's got to figure out what to do with that, whether we can get it packaged tomorrow or today. We've got to communicate and say, all right, well, this is post-harvest schedule for this week, this is what we're looking at. We cannot get this order out, or we can. So it's honestly almost every single day you see
you got to
the wheels are getting on fire. Yeah.
Right.
No, that's the truth. It just starts with communication between Eric and I, between our other leaders in the room. What's going on, out of the garden, in the garden? Do we need to divert some of that staff to the garden to help them out that day? And I'm not going to be able to get my packaging done till Friday. So it's a lot of just communication, and every day clear communication with each other. Like, we text, we email, we call, and we talk face to face. Like, we use every channel that we can to make this successful and make sure our clients are happy at the end of the day.
You guys hop on podcasts together too.
Yeah, exactly.
It's true.
So Maggie, I'm gonna come back to you here in a second, Eric. Maggie, we're in a crazy sales world when it comes to cannabis right now.
Yes.
It's starting to get better, but what does it look like to you, and where do you see the cannabis industry going as far as like the sales part of it?
I see that the rest of this year is going to be in recovery mode. We probably won't be seeing like pricing where everybody wants to be till January of 2021. That's kind of what our company has prepped for. That's what we have positioned ourselves for. And we're in a different situation because we're a hybrid greenhouse. We have more flexibility with our pricing structure. It costs us less to grow, essentially.
That's cool.
Yeah, let's talk about that. So Solaris is a high-tech hybrid greenhouse, right? It's one of the biggest in the country.
Yeah, your favorite term.
I'm good.
JC uses that term all the time.
What?
Yeah, well, it's a high-tech hybrid greenhouse.
It's high-tech because it is. It's a special place, right?
Yeah.
It's not your average
No, it's
house.
not.
It's not your average greenhouse, right?
I think there's only 20 other places in the country that's similar to it.
And I want to say
And we're number 10 in size in the state of Nevada.
And I think it falls like number 4, right? Is that but it's huge.
Yeah.
It's enormous, right? And what are the main differences, right, between an indoor grow and a greenhouse?
The environmental controls. In an indoor grow, you're going to have sealed off rooms. You're going to have an HVA system that is all inclusive of that building. It's bringing in outside air, but it's filtering it through the building. With a greenhouse, we have outside air from the atmosphere coming in. It's not filtered. It's brought through the spine of the greenhouse itself. So that in itself is one of the differences. An indoor grow is going to be more controlled, and a greenhouse or a hybrid high-tech greenhouse, you're going to deal with a lot more there. You're going to deal a lot with the outside elements, and I mean, you walk outside, there's aspergillus. Like we breathe it, we live it every day, and one of those is found in one of the lots that we test. It fails. So we take extra measures to make sure our rooms are clean. Our product is treated with the most organic types of IPM to try to keep away these things, and do our best to grow indoor quality weed in an environment that is hybrid.
Yeah.
And to that point, we do have to fight a more natural battle in the IPM, like she's saying, with the organics, but also beneficial insects, early in veg and in flower, to just make sure that, as she's saying, we're a little more exposed to those outer elements. So those types of pests, those types of situations, we need to make sure that we're prepared for on our side. Almost always it is preventative, and in that sense, we're able to mitigate any types of pressure or impact from any type of pest that we would get in the facility. And there are always pros and cons, you know, having the ability to harness the sun. Now, the HPS lights that we have inside, which most indoor grows are depending on for their light source, that's now our supplemental light. We can get enough light from the sun itself, so now we're just really relying on those when it's cloudy, on those days where there's not so much sun in the winter, where the light is a little bit less effective. During the summer, we really get to thrive. We really get to see huge flower sites, really nice bud sites, and also much more vigorous, strong strength, getting that external light from the very beginning of their life cycle. So there's definitely plenty of benefits, especially with the more technology and all that goes in.
Do you think the sun is like a massive difference when it comes to lighting compared to like artificial lighting?
100%.
Yes.
And so like this is something that shout out to my guy Brandon from Harmonious CBD. He's been like preaching this since day one.
Brandon's right.
That he believes that the sun is like the best thing that you can do for a cannabis plant. Like the artificial light's great and all, and a lot of people are like, oh, it's dope to have like these crazy ass trichromes and purple leaves and red hairs and all this whatever they're looking for, right? But the sun gives it all the nutrition, right? The fat, like the reason why you're smoking it is for the nutritional value, whether that be for that you're an actual patient that needs it for pain or some circumstances, or if you're just an everyday patient who just needs it for mental health issues or stress.
Kissed by the sun.
Yeah, kissed by the sun.
I mean, I feel better when I go out and get a little sun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So the plants are definitely benefiting from that. I mean, you've seen the COAs. We're looking at terpene profiles that are pretty much off the charts, and I think it does have something to do with the sunshine that's coming in. The sun is it's a full spectrum light, and that's what these HPSs are copying. Well, they're not full spectrum. They're the red and the oranges to increase resin production and THC percentages. So that's why they're so popular. There's metal halides, there's LEDs that are supposed to be more full spectrum, but nothing beats the sun. The sun is, and it does, and the taste is different.
Yeah.
The taste is substantially different from sun-grown flower.
The vigor in the plant, all of it, and we'll really be able to show the testament to that with a lot of the new genetics on their way in. There are things that have been lab tested in indoor facilities that haven't really seen as much potential on the greenhouse phase. So once we bring those in and get them dialed in, we'll really be able to compare metrics and say, hey, this is how this came out in an indoor facility that was top to bottom state of the art, properly grown. But now we can say, here are the differences that we're witnessing in our facility with this same exact cut, same exact pheno, same exact genetic.
Not just the terpene profiles, but the cannabinoid profiles as well. We're seeing lots of CBG, CBN,
Exactly.
some different things that you typically don't see a lot of in indoor grows. Oh, and our Delta-9 is usually pretty high.
Yep.
Do you think that high-tech hybrid greenhouse grows are the future of the Las Vegas cannabis market?
I think they're the future of the cannabis
Industry.
industry in general.
Let's just say we go to a place, I'm trying to think, like Seattle, for example, right? Seattle doesn't see barely any sun throughout the year. Could a high-tech hybrid greenhouse grow thrive in a place like that as well?
I almost asked why not, because you could take your best layout for an indoor, really nice built-out facility, and if you just rip the roof off, that right there alone can, in a way, transition that into a greenhouse. It all depends on exactly what the definition of that is. If all you're looking to do is harness the power of the sun, finding ways to better the cooling, implement shading systems, again, initial technology that's there, that's ready for this external new whatever you want to call that, like growing with the sun. You could peel the roof off of any facility and they would benefit from that in any climate, because any type of light that's coming from out there, that means you can pull back on the light usage that you're using inside even 10-20%. Now your electric bill is lower, so you can facilitate income in other places. Small things like that, they can make a difference.
Yeah, and going back, touching off that, the idea is that me and JC have been sitting the past couple days in some meetings about crunching pennies, and those small pennies make a massive difference, especially in the cannabis company, because we get taxed so high. Yeah. So we got to figure out ways that we can save money on certain other places.
I think it's really important to get on the subject of tax, that we discuss what fair market value is.
Wow, let's talk about it, Maggie, because you got me all juiced up.
Well, what
already.
is it? What does it even mean?
So fair market value is a gathering of what we charge for our wholesaling prices here in Nevada. They send out forms and worksheets, and we put all the information in, and then the state decides what the fair market value is. My question to the state is, how are they really crunching this number? Are they just picking at like the mean or the median or the mode? Or are they actually averaging all these numbers together to really find what the average price is here in town? Because I'll tell you right now that the majority of us, especially during this time, have dropped our prices significantly.
And even before then, I think, what's the fair market value on a pound right now?
It's about 32 and some change.
Which is,
or excuse me, 23 and some change. I'm a little dyslexic. Hold on.
And so I guess it's important to say as well that that number also helps them generate more tax revenue.
Absolutely.
Well, that number, right, is what you get taxed on, right?
Yes. So regardless of what you sell a pound of weed for, you're getting taxed on that 23 and change.
The fair market value.
The fair market value. So I could sell a pound for $1,200, but I'm going to pay now 30-40% in taxes on it.
So the state is implementing a fair market value and taxing you on that number, and it doesn't fluctuate at all, even when the market fluctuates.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
so we just have to as
bite the bullet every
bite
time.
the bullet.
Which is a bunch of fucking bullshit.
Absolutely.
It's so much bullshit, and I don't know like who we need to fucking talk to about this, and like make them understand that commerce will not be able to exist without it.
I'm so glad you just said that. Who do we talk to? So there's a cannabis control board that is being formed, that has been being formed over the last year, because our regulations, while they started with the Department of Behavioral Health and now they moved to the Department of Taxation, that now they're moving to the Cannabis Control Board. So this is a new entity that's taking over. Some people are coming from taxation, some people are coming from the Department of Behavioral Health to lead this program, but there's a new sheriff in town. So it's something that we need to go to the new sheriff with. There is a meeting coming up here in the next few days that will have a comment section. So because there's new regulations that have been proposed. If you haven't looked at the new proposed regulations, look at them. They're going to get tougher on us. They're going to scrutinize us more now, and there's going to be some big time fines coming out. So you really have to operate 100%.
So is that meeting at the city hall, or where is that meeting?
They're usually at in past they've been at different places. They've been at UNLV. They've been in the Department of Taxation.
Probably virtual this time. Just
yeah, because of everything that's going on.
Man, it's just it's very unfortunate because you have groups like Nevada NORML who their goal is to help the consumer, which is I think a very noble goal. The consumer and realistically the patient is really what they're trying to help.
Yeah.
And we have some groups here in Nevada that are quote unquote business ones, but I don't really know what they do, to be honest. And if any of you guys are listening, I would love for you to reach out and tell me kind of what the hell it is you guys do, because as someone who owns a small business in the cannabis industry, it's like almost
these are important to you.
Like, oh shit, I have an $18,000 fucking quarterly tax bill to pay. That's fucking insane.
Yeah, and
that's nuts.
You think about somebody like us that's selling 300 to 400 pounds a month.
Exactly, and that number's low.
Very low.
Welcome to the cannabis game.
Welcome
that's
to
gonna
the
be that's gonna be a nice little clip.
Yeah.
But
I think it's important. A lot of groups have basically people that go out and petition. Help me with the word.
Lobbyists.
Thank you. Yeah. They have lobbyists for their groups that go and talk about what their needs are. Like the lab community or a lab itself will have their own lobbyist. For us at our facility, I don't have a lawyer that goes out there or a lobbyist that goes out there and argues for us.
Shit,
but we need one. So if anybody wants to volunteer, I'm ready. Like,
we're probably going to end up having to do a lot of it ourselves.
And that's what it comes down to, right? We're just going to have to pay the way of ourselves because obviously there's groups in Nevada that are supposed to be doing this, and
or maybe
they're not.
We should become our own lobbyists.
Yeah.
Maybe. Listen, cultivation, production facilities, labs, delivery places, wherever you get taxed, hit us up. We want to fucking figure this shit out.
We feel your pain.
And we make it fair where you're being taxed on what you sell.
And allow...
Not like a sales tax.
And also, this also makes it way easier for people of all sizes, shapes, colors to get into the cannabis industry.
And to thrive.
And to thrive in the cannabis industry. I can't tell you how many brands will get their foot in the door and then get slapped by
Yeah.
taxes, bills, all this crazy stuff. And it's not like you get taxed once. You get taxed all over the fucking
Yeah.
place. You get taxed.
It's a fee, or it's a tax, or it's a license.
The craziest
everything that
tax
you
to
have
me
do.
is that if you take this weed, if you take this weed in this bag and you turn it into a pre-roll, there's an 86 cents tax on that. It is almost $1, and I don't know if you guys understand, but pre-rolls are only sell for about $10 in the
Yeah,
store.
at the
So
max.
you could probably do the math and realize they sell between $4 and $5. $1 of that goes to taxes. It's fucking ridiculous.
No, it's not fair, and we need to, again, not be taxed on this fair market value that's done once a year or twice a year. They pile everybody together, and that just depends on if they turn in their fair market value.
Yeah.
You know, and then again, I don't know what the Department of Taxation is doing with those numbers. Like, they don't show us how they got the fair market value. They just send us what the fair market value is.
And it's notorious, I think, and I correct me if I'm wrong, someone can correct me if I'm out there, but it's gone up every single year since we started recreational.
There's a little
They're
fluctuation.
like, well, you know, this next quarter we'll drop at $400, and then the quarter
right
after
back
that
up.
we'll hit you with $1,200. So
Pretty much.
Yeah. There are decreases on some different products on the wholesale marijuana tax, but the standard is going up.
yeah, and it's not slowing down either.
No.
You have to be captain of a.
I'm excited for their next fair market value poll, whatever they do with this, to see what data is
Yeah.
going into it. And I would love for the Cannabis Control Board or the Department of Taxation, whoever is going to handle this next fair market value, to be more transparent and show us how you're getting those numbers.
And like, how many people on that board actually work in the cannabis industry?
0 right now.
Are they even allowed to?
That's also, they want, I think eventually a lot of these people come from gaming and different regulated industries, but mostly these people are coming from gaming.
What other industry in Nevada is taxed at a fair market value? Do you know?
Tobacco's taxed at a fair market value. I think alcohol's taxed at a fair market value as well, right?
I'm not sure.
I
to
think
be honest.
I know alcohol is. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's the vices.
That's what I get. Yeah.
It's regulatory tax.
And I understand also, and now I'm going to put on my taxation hat. I understand why they're doing it, because there's facilities that are vertically integrated and they could charge $0 or $1 to hand off their pound to their dispensary and be taxed on that. So I understand the need for fair market value when you're a vertically integrated situation. But again, there needs to be a better balance to this.
I think there's just a better way to figure it
scam.
out.
It's a
Yeah.
scam.
The dichotomy.
The dichotomy.
Yeah, because it's definitely on the hot side.
Yeah. You got me real hot just talking about it.
Ooh, I can see it.
Real hot.
You're shining.
Oh my God.
Let's change the subject. Let's talk about some of the new genetics happening at Solaris.
Well, yeah,
Let's
what do we
talk
got coming
about
down?
Some of the new products that you're
Man,
working on, Eric.
We've got a lot of stuff coming down the pipeline. Finally, we'll get our first tester of our reintroduction of the Las Vegas Kush, the Fire Chem, and the LA Affy. Got about 3 phenos of each of those coming down the pipeline. And then we've got some new genetics that we introduced that we're finally propagating and will be going into the flower room in about a month from now. Ghost of Leroy, Ghost OG, Gelato 33, and
Bubba Fett.
Yeah.
That's the one I'm really excited about.
So all 4 of those are on their way. Another one of our lead growers is introducing Oni Seed Company's Tropicana Punch. And then
Yes.
we're doing another phenotype program for some more seeds, special little project that we've got coming up. So that's down
Nice.
the pipeline as well. So there's lots to look forward to over these next few months. By the end of the year, our genetic rotation is going to be pretty much triple what it's been
Yeah.
since we've been on market.
If everybody doesn't know by now,
We've got like 2 offerings.
Yeah.
we got 91 Chem. We've had a couple of different ones throughout that, but we're one strain Sally for now. But it's a wonderful strain. The 91
Tried
Chem,
and true, yeah.
tried and true, high terps. Showing off my packaging.
was-
I like to show off this packaging.
Yeah.
It's better than the Mylar bag. But these guys are helping us develop some better Mylar bags, so we're really excited about that.
Yeah, we're working on some dope stuff. We're just some cool collaborations coming up. That's hilarious. We got some new production products. I'm not even gonna tell what it is because I don't want people to know yet. Honestly, I mean,
Secret?
yeah, just keep it low key. I mean, I don't want to announce it on TV. We can tell people in passing.
We're still
Coming
working our
soon.
way through.
We're still working our way through, but
Yeah.
we're gonna do some real OG cannabis production stuff.
Yes.
That's how I'm gonna leave it.
Some hustler shit.
Some real hustler shit.
That's right.
No, without Eric, I don't think. Look, we wouldn't be where we're at. Like
100%.
Yeah, shout
Just,
out.
just, since we've been there.
my ass. Like this
Yeah.
dude has been the driving energy behind almost everything that we're doing right now. We wouldn't have our new genetics in house without him. The garden, when we were going through this transition phase, when we lost our lead gardener, head gardener, which was a blessing and a curse, Eric's taken like such responsibility to help keep this moving. And yes, we've gotten some people with experience now in there to help alleviate that, so he can work on building the next part of our business. And this man has been a godsend to this company. It wouldn't,
Honestly,
we
the
would
whole
not be
team
where we're at.
is, like, I don't want to carry all of that
I
because I haven't
know.
worked in very many facilities where I can turn to anybody and ask them of something, and they'll do it in the blink of an eye, and not for me, not for themselves, but because they genuinely love being here and they know that we have something to prove. This entire company, this whole brand, we want to make the market happy. We want to make our consumers happy. We want everyone to love what we're creating there. So to be a part of that team, that drives me. That's inspiring to me. That makes me want to come in and perform for them and make sure that we're going the right way. So definitely a group effort all the way.
Yes,
I
it
love
is.
working there.
Yeah, I love
Group
that so
effort with
much.
great leadership.
So much. Yeah. I came from, like a lot of other people, from another industry, right, into the cannabis industry. And one of the main things that I just was such a beautiful thing is just the people in the cannabis industry, right? And people, I had a time to sit down with you this morning and have about an hour conversation, and it was just like your passion, right, for the plant and for the work that you do. It just exudes out of you, and it's another beautiful thing. It's hard, right? The cannabis industry is rough. We got to pay a bunch of fucking taxes, right?
Yeah.
And there's lots of snakes, vultures, and
Yeah,
rats.
but listen,
Deal with a lot of crazy ownership.
Yeah.
it's hard out there. Sometimes the hardest things have the biggest payoffs. You know what I mean?
That's
true.
And Eric, you're one of those people that make it worth it, right? To be able to work with people that are passionate, right, and inspired to drive things down the field and create amazing things.
He
dude.
he never makes his staff feel bad. He never downgrades them. It's always he lifts them up and empowers them. And even when they're not doing the right thing, it's like
It was my mistake for not steering them in the right direction. That's what it comes down to.
Ownership.
So, all
ownership.
day.
It's always your fault, JC.
It's everything's my fault.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have it
Tony.
any other way.
That's right.
I guess Tony doesn't like ownership. No.
No, I take ownership every single day. Every single day.
Tone takes it. Tone takes
Yeah, no, we know. You're responsible for a lot of different things.
Yeah.
Culture and cannabis just being one
Including
part.
JC is my number one responsibility.
It's a love. It's a
Oh,
love.
God. But listen, it's been a great podcast.
Yes.
Thank you guys so much for coming on the show. It's been awesome.
You gonna smoke some weed?
Yeah, do you have a lighter?
Should we?
Yeah.
I just wanted to spark it up. I just didn't want to stop the great podcast that we had going.
The convo?
Oh,
Ooh.
wow, that's a
There you go.
good looking lighter.
Sponsored by Still Smoking.
Still smoking, y'all.
Still
Hit 'em up.
smoking.
Get your industry discount on at Still Smoking.
Yeah.
What up, Phil?
What up, Phil?
So what do we got going on?
This is a little
treat?
Yeah, a little 91 cam with some.
Sorry, I just keep opening this.
Oh,
You gotta keep
nice,
open and
man.
sniff it. That's the
Those are the
cutest.
show
The
buds.
sea vault. The sea vault is the cutest thing.
Yeah, I like those.
Is that a
shit.
home grow?
Yeah.
That's straight from Cali.
Yep.
Can I smell it?
Yeah.
I'll pass you this. Oh wait, maybe we shouldn't do this on camera.
Why?
Show people that we're like sharing joints. Like we're already doing it right now. But
We're also not 6 feet away, and we have no masks on.
What is this?
Platinum Mac.
Platinum Mac.
Platinum Mac.
This is fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, some good
Look
shit,
at that.
man.
Frosted Flakes.
Yeah.
All right, fuck, we gotta wrap up this episode.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right,
So-
listen. Hold on, sorry, I'm gonna pass this over. Listen, okay. So, June 28th, that's a Sunday, 12 to 4. We are going to be doing this great fundraiser for Las Vegas Normal, who actually fights for cannabis reform laws, unlike some of these other groups. And we're going to be doing it with one of our great friends and partners, The Drop. They're over off of East Flamingo. They've been in the community a long time. We got to give a quick shout out to him. We're going to be doing a great event over there. We're going to be doing a car wash from 12 to 4. There's going to be so much good stuff. We're going to have Pete Stone out there. We're going to have some tacos out there. I think like a little slushy, ice cream, snow cone spot. There's going to be tie-dyeing. I think there's going to be attractive women there washing cars as well. You might see me or JC running around sweating our asses
I
off.
might have my shorts on.
JC might be, fuck it. I'm going to be wearing shorts and JC's going to be wearing shorts.
First time I'll ever see that.
It's going to be a sight to see, people.
I mean, here's the thing. It's been a long time coming, right? We've been the quarantine, the virus, all the things that have been happening with the Black Lives Matter, the social things. Like, this is a great opportunity, I think, to bring our community together for the first time in a long time, and use it for to get people together, right?
Yeah, I think it needs it, right? I think the issue is that we forgot that we can hang out. Like, we can all hang out together.
Yes, we can.
And like, I think that this whole quarantine at home has really made people forget that, like, there's other people out in the world that have their own problems, dealing with their own things, and so bringing the community together is just going to be so nice and enriching.
Yeah,
if that's the correct word.
And I'm going to say it. And if you enjoyed any of the big headliner culture cannabis events in the past, we're going to make some big announcements very soon.
Big moves only. Yeah. I'll be yelling it here pretty soon, but yeah, big moves coming soon to Reno and Las Vegas. Yeah. So all my people up north, we're gonna be throwing a banger soon.
Yeah.
Big banger.
We're coming to Reno.
End of August, beginning of September, October, maybe November. I don't know.
We'll see how this next phase opens up.
We'll see how the next phase open up, but you know what? We're gonna fucking send it regardless.
Hell yeah.
It's getting sent.
It's getting sent. And we're still working on the details, but we got some pretty cool things and pretty big things coming down the pipe. And we can't fucking wait to share it with you guys.
Yeah. It's
So,
gonna be incredible.
And that's it. Go buy some fucking Culture and Cannabis weed. Go buy some Solaris weed. If you don't follow me on Instagram, get me to 10,000 people. I've been saying this for a long time now.
Full-time Tony.
Follow me. I just really want the swipe up feature. That's all I really want.
The road to 10,000.
Road to 10,000. It's been a very long road.
How many are you at right now?
4,000.
Wow.
So
That's pretty impressive, full-time Tony. Not
17,000 like my guy JC Coates here, but we'll get there. If you haven't checked out the new Culture is Food episode, go check that out. That is with 7th and Carson. It's a great episode. Shout out to Jen T.
Yeah, shout out to
My
Jen T.
favorite
Get down
restaurant
there.
downtown.
Yeah, get down there. They got hit by the riots. Go down there and 7th and
Support
Carson.
them.
We're going down tonight. Shout out to Tina. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Tina.
Happy birthday, Tina.
You know what? Okay, sorry. I know this podcast is over, but I gotta tell a quick funny story. Remember that one time when you and me went to that Mexican restaurant on the Art District, and it was ironically Tina's birthday that day.
Oh shit!
And they brought her out the hat.
Oh yes, yes, I do remember. Yeah, that was on First Friday.
That was like legit right before I moved to Las Vegas.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, funny.
Yeah. So yeah, that's crazy. Now we're almost a year later now.
Yeah. Welcome to my world, baby.
Yeah, we've been moving fast. We've been moving very fast.
Thank you guys so much for having us.
Thank you guys for coming on.
Yeah,
where can they find you guys?
We are currently in 12 different dispensaries, blended between Culture and Cannabis and Solaris. You'll find those products across 12 dispensaries. We're at the Essence locations here in town, Rise up north. We are at Sahara Wellness. Brenda, love you. She has been sticking it out with us. Yeah. Sticking it out with us through the COVID.
Stick it out, Brenda.
Thank you, Brenda. We are at Euphoria on a regular basis. Thank you for sticking it out with us, Marty.
All of it.
I don't have them memorized. I'm sorry.
It's all good.
And we're smoking this weed now.
Where can they find you? I meant like where can they find you personally, but
at my house chilling.
Like on Instagram.
Oh gosh. Okay, so Tina even said you got to change your Instagram name. I'm like, what's wrong with it? Because it's Knowledge of Self. NAWLEDG of Self 84 at. That's it.
That might be. It might be time.
Yeah.
It might be time to change it. What about you, Eric?
Super Landon. Is that easy?
Super Landon.
Super Landon.
And then you can find Solaris at Solaris Farms.
Yeah. So don't even try to find me. Just find Solaris.
At Solaris Farms.
At Solaris Farms. That's it.
JC.Coates, full-time Tony. That's episode. Don't know the number. Doesn't matter. We had a great podcast. We'll see you guys next Thursday. Peace.